Silver Surfer fans, I have got a wild ride for you. Hello and welcome back to John's Comics with Friends. I'm so glad that you're here. I want to talk about one of the craziest collected editions I have in my comic book collected editions. It is such an unusual book for so many reasons, but mostly because I can't fit it on a shelf. It even next to my absolute editions, and I have 3 of those from DC, it doesn't fit. It's too tall. It doesn't fit inside. Every once in a while, Marvel does one of these fantastic oversized editions. I know they did them for some of those Ed Piskor, X-Men volumes, and I've really been impressed with them. The problem is I'm hesitant to buy them because I don't know that I can store them. What I end up doing when I get one of these is having to store it kind of sideways on top of some of my other Omnis, and I'm always worried I'm going to bang it or damage it. But the truth is, I want it for what's on the inside, not necessarily the cover. I have so many of the single issues for these kinds of books that I'm just excited to see the artwork on a grand scale. So let's stop messing around. Of course, hit the like button, join me. Let's talk about Silver Surfer Black. This volume is incredible. Firstly, I just love Trad Moore as an artist. I think he pushes some boundaries the same way guys like Bill Sienkiewicz have, and I enjoy artists who make me conceptualize things in a new way, who push my visual understanding of this medium, and of course that's what he does. On top of which, the art style suits this story. The story centers around Silver Surfer as he's sort of caught between time and space, and he's been damaged by the void that is the King in Black, Null. And there's this corruption happening to his person. And as a result, his understanding of where he fits in space and time and his own mortality, all of these things come into play in sort of a psychedelic dreamscape. And what you get is this really incredible story. So if you've been following my channel from the beginning, you know that I loved this series and that I have gotten several fun covers from this run. This is probably my all-time favorite, this Marcos Martin. I believe it's a 1 in 10 or a 1 in 25. Gorgeous, unfreaking believable cover. So the artwork for this series drew me in first. But then, of course, Donny Cates was on top form. This was not long after his Thanos run, which I absolutely loved. It was in the midst of his Venom run. So great. And he was at the top. He was at the top and he was really crushing it. But you add that together with the visual power of somebody like Trad Moore, and what you get is this psychedelic ride, man. And what you end up feeling is this fun, trippy experience where you can sympathize and understand with a character like uh, Norrin Rad, but you're also kept at a little bit of an arm's distance from him because he is so much from another plane of existence, and his understanding of the world is different than ours. And I think Donny Cates balances this really remarkably well. And we can both understand and yet also be uncertain of what it all means. And the writing is very sparse, which is kind of rare, I felt, for Donny Cates. He is underwriting this and allowing Trad Moore's artwork to speak bigger and be a bigger part of what's happening here. Again, gang, it's so difficult to put this into words. I'm trying to just share a little bit. I don't want to overshare the artwork because if you've never heard of it, if you've never read it, take the time. Take the time. There's nothing about these issues that's like spec drama where you got to worry about, oh, I got to pay extra money to get a copy of these things. Don't worry about that. Go and find it. As far as this oversized volume, I don't believe it's in print anymore, but I would be surprised if it's an insanely costly book. You would have to go and search on eBay. I'm not completely aware of the cost of what these are at now. I bought it, of course, immediately when it came out. And I know my buddy Robert Galvin, I know he got one right away. A few of my other friends I know got them. But of course, it was because we had been reading this series all the way from the beginning and absolutely captured by it. At the end of each issue inside the volume, they include some of the fun variants, so you can see some of those art pieces, and then they start the next issue. And I love that format. I think it was a great way to like remind me of the fun covers that had gone along with those books at the time. At the end, come on, gang. Like, I just can't even stop. I could just pause down and just, I want to, part of me just wants to go back and read the whole thing right now again, but I'm trying to be very patient. But at the end, they give you this fun moment for Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in their original storyline of the character of the Silver Surfer. And they give you some, behind the scenes of the artwork and the character design, some of the crafting that had gone into these incredible pages and pieces. So freaking good. Tradmore absolutely, again, is a boss. And this was an incredible way to read this series. I absolutely love it. I have all the singles, not all. I have a copy of every issue in a single form. And some of them, if I've got slabbed, I have an extra, so I can read those if I really wanted. But why would you ever, when you could see the artwork writ large on the big, big pages of these oversized editions? So this is just one of those really special editions that I've got. Very skinny, very slim, but massive in the sense of like, I can't fit it on a shelf anywhere. Let me know. Have you read this series? Is it a favorite for you, like it's a favorite for me? Or are you a Tradmore hater? And that's fine. He's not for everybody. I totally understand. And that's true of a lot of artists, right? But I appreciate you coming by and hanging out. Doing the most important part was just watching some of this video with me and hitting that like button, I hope, on the way out. I want to thank some people that go a little bit above and beyond. I'm talking about my channel members, the people who have the opportunity to win the prize that I give away at the end of every month. These are the homies that are making that possible, keeping the StreamYard lights on around here. And I really do appreciate all that little extra assistance because it makes a big difference in the rising costs of some of these platforms that I use to keep the channel so much fun. Let me know, do you have any of these volumes, any of these extended oversized editions? And let me know if I should be looking for any others. Until next time, have a good day.